Be up, guys. Be up, guys. I'm back again. It's baking hot weather. Apologies, I've got my vest on. I have to wear this. Rather than melt and sweat in this hot weather, in a t-shirt or whatever, long sleeve shirt or anything, I have to wear a vest. So I'm afraid, guys, you got to put up with this. It's the hot weather. What can I say? Hot weather out, guns out, as they say, the guns. There we go. But anyway, not very good guns now. Not as good as they used to be. But anyway. Anyway, guys, right, I'm just going to get on with this transfer news because obviously we're also going to get into more bees transfers. There will be a little bit about other teams later on at the end, a little bit. And, of course, the fixtures that come out, the new fixtures released. So, obviously, a little bit of chat about them. And, that'll be up to you, Harry. Hey, Steve, hope you're well, bro. Yeah, I am well. Definitely well, brother. Hope you are as well. Sure you are. Obviously, waiting for your fixtures to come out. You say I think it's next week, isn't it? Yours, I think, next Thursday, something like that for the championship. But yeah. So you got that to wait for. But obviously, ours have come out already. We know our fixtures, but obviously I'll go into that in a little while. I'm just going to go through mainly the transfer news first, and no more the manager situation's gone quiet. Nothing about the new manager just yet. But of course, once that's confirmed, I'll obviously do a stream about that. Honey gun again. Yeah, next Thursday for all the EFL fixtures. Can't wait to see who we get. Yeah. Yeah, I remember you saying you wouldn't mind Wrexham. Yeah. The old Ryan Reynolds, eh? Let's hope it's not Deadpool for you on that one, mate. If you get them. But anyway. Let's move on and let's get into this transfer news and stuff. Just going to bring this up. Obviously talk a little bit about Bramo first, and then our other players that we're looking to buy. Although this one does link to him, this one. So I will talk about this one first. And it's sort of like it is all connected to him, really. Apologies with the game freezing a bit and stuff, because obviously the Wi-Fi is a bit fucked again. With this hot weather, I think it's not doing too well. But yeah, it'll be a little bit slow, and I might freeze and stuff occasionally, or be out of sync or whatever. But anyway, saying here, Man United to finalise Bramo deal in days as Brentford greenlight signing a Frenning successor. This was only 2 hours ago from James Marshman saying here. And what he's saying here is Man United are understood to be on the cusp of finalising a full agreement to sign Bryan Bramo. With significant progress now reported in talks with Brentford, while the player's comments from last year serve notice of his transfer intentions. The Red Devils entered the summer needing something of another significant rebuild after ending the 2024-25 campaign in a dismal 15th place, and after spurning the chance to gain a backdoor entry to the Champions League with defeat to Tottenham Hotspur in the Europa League final. Manchester United will have to monitor their spending that bit more closely in the wake of a reduced income. However, their summer recruitment drive has started well. A deal Matthias Cunha, worth $62.5 million, was quickly struck with Wolves, while Braithwaite was soon identified as their second major target after he chose to move to Old Trafford above all others. And while their opening offer was swiftly battered away by the Bees, talks over a compromise have been held in recent days, and Team Talk transfer correspondent Rudy Galletti revealed on Tuesday that constructive talks had led to the valuation gap between the two sides being reduced. Now, according to reports in Spain, a deal for Bramo likely to be worth a package of up to £65 million, €76 million, $86 million, and $87 million could be just a matter of days away from being finalised. And according to Fixtures, negotiations between United officials and the Bees have made significant progress, and that everything indicates that the deal could be finalised in the coming days. Furthermore, United's prospects have been aided after the London club, on the hunt for a new manager after Thomas Frank's departure to Spurs, greenlit a move for the winger's replacement. So it looks like we have kind of got the replacement already at the GTEC Community Stadium in the form of exciting Mets winger Sheikh Sabali, according to 442. Bryan Bramo to Man United, star teased future plans Rio Wild. Hoping to repeat the formula that saw Bramo move from Troyes to the Bees to become a major Premier League success, the 26-year-old Senegalese star netted 15 goals and 84 assists from 37 appearances for the Liga 2 side across the 24-25 season. Look, that looks good to me. Happy with that. And with a deal there to be done in the region of €10 million, £8.5 million, $11.4 million, the Bees will have no trouble meeting his asking price. Another shrewd bit of business there from the Bees by the looks of it. Looks all good, doesn't it? Once that move is finalised, it's thought the Bees will grant Bramo his wish to join United, and the compromise over the fee will be quickly agreed to. Reports on Wednesday claimed United's chief competition for the player, Tottenham Hotspur, were now ready to drop out the running for his signature. However, in the fresh update, Fabrizio Romano is not sure that is still totally the case. For sure, there is appreciation from Thomas Frank, and so it's quite obvious to discuss a target like Bramo for Tottenham, because he's one of the names they discussed internally as soon as Frank signed his contract as new Tottenham manager, Romano told the Market Madness podcast. So it's obvious in football to see these kind of situations. But my understanding is that Manchester United remain at the moment in control of the situation. In conversation with Brentford, the club-to-club, talking almost on a daily basis, trying to find a solution. We know with these clubs like Brentford, Brighton, it is always difficult to negotiate for their top players. So it's not easy to reach an agreement, but United are on that. They are talking to the club, always in contact with player agents, and with an agreement with Bryan and Braithwaite because the player wants to go to United. And so at the moment, United remain front runners on this story. Let's see if they can be able to reach an agreement on the fee with Brentford. The Cameroon international's imminent move to Old Trafford has also wowed Rio Ferdinand, who has named the player's three best traits and also name-dropped the 151-goal striker he claims is waiting for Man United's call. Bramo himself has offered very little in the media when questioned on his future, though Sky Sports still did catch up with him over the weekend at the Canadian Grand Prix in Montreal. It is a bit new for me, I would say. I think it can be the life of a footballer, and you need to accept it, the attacker stated. However, comments have resurfaced from an interview he did with Let It Quit last year, which showed the player knew his time with Brentford was soon coming to an end. I have spent 5 years at Brentford at a club that has allowed me to grow and pass a milestone, but yes, I would like to play in the biggest competitions at the best clubs. It is tantalising to see some big clubs interested in me, he stated. Yeah, this is, I think, obviously what Ferdinand was on about. Huge Ekatiki maybe. And Sancho says yes to new suitor, but we may go into that a bit later. Yeah, I mean, there's also we had some sort of links to Anthony as well. Yeah, a few links with Anthony, but I don't know if that's probably don't really want that to happen because I think he was a failure, bit of a disaster at Man United. So to be honest, I don't think we want him. To be honest, but obviously there's that. We may go into that a bit later with other transfers. So obviously, yeah, I just want to go into what he said about Thomas, Thomas Frank, what Braymo said about him on this one. And here we go. He's done so much for me. Yeah, so he's done so much for me. Bryan Braymo, Howe's former Brentford boss Thomas Frank. As Spurs and Man United continue tug of war over £70 million star signature, Bryan Braymo was effusive in his praise for his former boss Thomas Frank amid an ongoing transfer tug of war over his signature. What happened? Braymo reserved higher words of praise for his former Brentford boss Frank and showed immense appreciation for the new Spurs manager, crediting him for playing a big role in his overall development. The bigger picture, Frank showed incredible faith in Braymo since he was signed by Brentford in 2019. The France-born Cameroonian international was one of the best attackers in the Premier League last season, scoring 20 goals and registering 7 assists as the Bees finished 10th on the table. His devastating impact in the final third has caught the attention of Manchester United and Tottenham Hotspur, with the latter launching a massive £70 million bid, €59 million, $68 million, to snatch him from under the noses of the Red Devils. What Braymo said, speaking to Sky Sports, Braymo said, "He's done so much for me. He literally trusted me from the start at Brentford, and he developed the team so well. He developed me as a human and a player so much as well. I can only wish him all the best, and I'm sure he's going to do well. He knows everything. He's really smart and knows what he wants to bring the team. How he wants them to play. He's been fantastic for Brentford." What's next for Braymo? With both Man United and Spurs heavily pursuing the 25-year-old, it is unlikely that Braymo will stay at the GTEC Community Stadium for another season. With the Lily Whites offering a huge transfer fee, and given the fact that Braymo's former manager Frank will be at the helm for the Europa League winners next season, he could well be headed to the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. I'm not sure. I don't think he is exactly going to go there now. It still looks like he wants Man United, from what I'm seeing. And they're offering him, I think, $200,000 a week. So it looks to me like he still wants to go to United. Personally, myself, I wouldn't go to either of them because I think they're not the teams they used to be. And even though he will possibly do a bit, Thomas, with Spurs, might get them better. I don't think they'll be back in the top 5 or anything. But I think they may get into the 10 and whatever else, but maybe challenge for a trophy or two. FA Cup, not sure. Champions League, definitely not Premier. Maybe FA Cup, but Carabao Cup. So you never know, but I don't think they're the team that used to. Of course, they won Europa League Cup, but was only against the shit Man United team and other teams that weren't that special in it. Not much of a league, that European League, but there we go. And but that's what he said anyway. And this is obviously, we get into. I think it's this one that we're after. Check Sabali. Obviously, it's going to be his replacement. And I don't know if this has come up, has it? I think it has. I don't know, it's a bit slow and shit at the moment. I think it's come up, hasn't it? Yeah. Yeah, I believe it has. It's all a bit slow, guys. Apologies. It's in this heat, The Wi-Fi is fucking. It's just wilting as well in the heat, like the rest of us. Yes, it has come up. Yep. As I say, the links here, guys. If anyone wants to hop on, you're welcome to. Obviously, I'm going to talk a little bit about a few other transfers, more at the end, and other sort of news. Obviously, the fixtures. So, if anyone does want to hop on later on, I'm mainly going over B's transfer news at the moment and stuff. But yeah, the link's there. Anyone does want to hop on. Brentford willing to pay fee. Offer 4-year contract to player, beating Crystal Palace and Brighton. This from 13th of June, which was last Friday. But yeah, Brentford, Crystal Palace and Brighton Hove Albion are all keen on signing FC Metz Sheikh Sabali for this summer. That's according to Africa Foot. I've already obviously mentioned this with the, talk about Bryan Braithwaite, that article not long ago read, with this guy talking about him as well. Can't say I know that much about him as such, but what I've heard and few things I've seen, he looks quite a talent. Maybe he could turn into another Braithwaite, mould him into another, great player like him. That's according to Africa Foot, who mentioned Crystal Palace and Brighton when reporting on Brentford's plans for the forward. The Senegal international, I think I have seen him for Senegal, actually. So, saying that, he could be a good one. He could be a good signing. He may have played against England, I think. I think he might have done. Yeah, played a key role in helping the French club secure promotion to the top flight, scoring 15 goals and registering 3 assists on 33 league games. Brentford, Crystal Palace and Brighton are all hot for the 26-year-old, who scored for his national team in their 3-1 friendly win over England at Nottingham Forest Stadium this week. Sabali's performance seems to have pleased the Premier League trio, who are looking at him to improve their attack next season. He can operate across the front three. Bryan Braithwaite's future could be away from Brentford, and faced with the possibility of losing him, the Bees are looking at the Mets attacker. Africa Foot state Brentford are willing to pay the required fee, without mentioning figures, and offer him a 4-year contract. They further add negotiations are open between the two parties. Taking Brentford's plan into account, both Crystal Palace and Brighton have to step up to secure his services. Sabali's contract is up until 2026 and is expected to leave Metz this summer. So it looks like possibly we are getting him. It's not going to be a big lot of money again. It's pretty shrewd. And, it says we're willing to pay the fee and everything. So, yeah, let's go for it. I hope we do get him. I think he could be really good. He could be another Braymo, really. Hopefully I will obviously bring you the news if that's confirmed. We have got him. If it does get over the line, we do sign him. I think that'd be a great one. It could be a no-brainer again, let's be honest. And one last bit of transfer news before I get to the fixtures. Yeah, just going to get this up. I think, has it come up? I say this is all going a bit slow. Useless with the Wi-Fi. Yeah, it's come up, hasn't it? Yeah. So anyway, this is sort of one I don't get. I don't get it. I'm confused with, baffled. If we're going to let this guy go, which is, of course, Igor Thiago. Yeah. If we're letting him go, which I'm a bit surprised, he was supposed to be a replacement for Tony. So I really don't get it. If we're going to sell him already, I think we only bought him last season or season before, whatever. I only played a few minutes, if that. Okay, he's had injury issues. Seems to have got a lot of players coming in with injury issues. Always happens to the Bees. But this Igor Thiago was supposed to be a replacement for Ivan Toney. And he's hardly played any games. And he's, we're supposed to have got a lot of goals. We got him from Club Bruges, of course. He was firing a lot of goals there. And he looked good in the friendlies. We had a few friendly matches, pre-season friendlies, and he looked really great. And he got injured in one of them, of course, against Wimbledon. And I think he scored 3 or 4 goals, I think, in one of the games. So I thought he looked amazing, really. But it's all hampered in the injuries and so forth. But, I would be surprised if we are going to get rid of him already. He's hardly ever. I don't think this is right. I don't think this is going to happen. A lot of these are sort of BS, I think, sometimes. You read these things and you think, are they definitely true? Can you believe everything that's said? And I'm not sure about this one, but I will get into this article. We'll read this. Brentford player reaches agreement in principle with another club. Now for talks with Bees. According to a claim in the Turkish media, so this is a claim in the Turkish media, not ours. So yeah, this is the claim. Besiktas are closing in on Brentford forward Igor Thiago. The 23-year-old signed for the Premier League side last summer from Club Bruges. And this is, 18th of June. So yeah, that was just yesterday, of course. 23-year-old only signed from the Premier League side last summer from Club Bruges, but his first season has been something of a disaster. An unfortunate battle with serious injuries mean the Brazilian only played 169 Premier League minutes. Fanatic told report on Besiktas' interest in the Brentford player as Ole Gunnar Solskjaer looks to improve his squad. The Norwegian was only installed as Black Eagles manager late in the January window and is yet to bring in his own players. Solskjaer is keen to strengthen his attack. Sorry, this is jumping about here a bit. Anyway, Norwegian was only installed as Black Eagles manager late into the January window and is yet to bring in his own players. Solskjaer is keen to strengthen his attack ahead of the next campaign, especially with Ciro Immobile expected to leave. It's claimed the Black Eagles have reached an agreement in principle with Igor Thiago after convincing him to make a new start in Istanbul. And now they need to reach an agreement with Brentford. Talks are expected to continue between the two clubs, and there's confidence his transfer can be made official in the near future. Following his struggles last season, it's hoped to move to the Super League will help get his career back on track. There's no indication whether Besiktas are looking for a loan or permanent deal. Eagle Thiago's made just 7 appearances, see? That's all. In all competition last season, scoring no goals. He's contracted to Brentford until June 2029. I still wouldn't be sure that's going to happen. I mean, you know, we've got to see him play a bit more, haven't we, surely? We can't be letting him go. He was supposed to be a replacement for Ivan Toney. So why, you know, this just doesn't make sense, guys. Sorry, doesn't. And I'll be amazed if this happens. Especially as well, if we're going to lose other players. We're going to lose like Savissa or anything like that. You know, we're going to need him. We're going to need Thiago. You know, because we ain't going to get, well, you know, are we just going to suddenly go out on a mad, you know, rush to get new strikers and, you know, shopping rush and go out and just immediately get loads of strikers or whatever else, you know, attackers, you know, to replace this Thiago and whatever, you know, or Vissa. So, for me, this ain't going to happen, I wouldn't have said. Surely. You know, we're going to need these strikers. We're going to need him. So why are we getting rid of him? It don't make sense. Yeah, be up to you, Abraham. How you doing, fella? Be up to you, my friend. Hello, mate. Yeah. Hello to you. Thanks for coming in. As I said, the link's there. If you do want to hop on, mate, I'll put the link there. And, you know, I'm only going to do a little bit more. I'm talking about the fixtures and maybe a little bit of transfer news of other clubs. But that'll be about it. I won't go on about, you know, too much more. But you are welcome, you know, just stay in live chat if you want to. As is anyone. You don't have to come on. You know, just leave comments in the live chat, questions, whatever else. And I'll obviously try and answer a lot. Try and answer most of them if I can, or all of them. I always try and answer all of them. The comments, I don't, you know, leave anyone hanging. Try not to. But anyway, so I'm going to share this about obviously the fixtures now. So obviously they came out the other day. And there we go. That's the fixtures. And some interesting ones. We got Nottingham Forest to start with. This in August, of course, Saturday the 16th of August. Away. Yeah, we're at City Ground. This is going to be a fairly toughish game. I mean, we did beat them. Oh, they beat us in the first game at the GTEC, I believe. I think was it? Yeah, they beat us at GTEC 2-0. And then we got revenge over them, beat them away. If we could do that, you know, this time, start with a win there, that'd be amazing, you know. It's going to be a tough one, though. Very tough one to start with. Very good team, Forest. You know, right up there until near the end. They sort of struggled a bit near the end and went down. I don't think they played particularly well when we played them at the City Ground in the second game. I don't think they were that special. But I think they'll be roaring back in this. I think they'll come back, you know, be right back at it in this one. But if we can start with at least a point, I'll be happy. Obviously, we're gonna know who the new manager will be, and if we get any players in before then as well, we'll see. Might improve us more. Of course, we're going to see who the new manager will be. It might be Keith Andrews. It's looking likely at the moment. But that could change. You never know. We could get another manager in, which I'd be happy with. I'd be happy with the guy at Bodo Glimt. I think it's Knutson. Yeah. I don't mind him. I think he'd be a good manager. Or Gary O'Neill. But if it's Keith Andrews, it's him. we got to get on with it, suck it up, and see what he can do. It'll be his first job, first managerial job, I should say. So, won't be easy, but we'll see. Anyway, getting back to this, Forest, so could be tough. Would like to get at least a point there if we could. Saturday, 16th of August, then of course at home at the GTEC. Saturday, 23rd of August, we're back at the GTEC. And Villa, which is also going to be tough. Because let's be honest, Villa are a good team. Great team. We hardly ever beat them, to be honest. I'm trying to think when we have actually beaten them. I think we got drawn against them. I can't remember too many wins for us against them. And as we know, Ollie Watkins, our former player, always scores. So, that could be a defeat, even at home. But I'm hoping we could get 3 points, but I don't know so much. That could be tough. We could start with hardly any points. We could be down near the bottom. So, but as I say, it's more about how you finish, not how you start sometimes. But anyway, so then we got Sunderland away on the Saturday, 30th of August at Stadium of Light. It's going to be a tough one against a team just not long promoted and only just about got in there, of course, with, winning the playoff final. So, in the Championship with a late goal. So, but they're in there. Decent side, Sunderland. You'd think maybe we should get points there, though. But I don't know. It's going to be tricky at their ground. Not going to be easy. Not going to underestimate them at all. It's a possibility we could be looking at no points, but hoping at least maybe a couple or, say, 4 points maybe. I don't know. From these games, first 3 games. But we'll see. Of course, September we got Chelsea again at the GTEC. It was pretty disappointing that last game we played against them 0-0. So hopefully we could get a few goals this time. But as we know, Chelsea, can be a great team at times. Got some big players, great players there. And, of course, they won the conference thing, Europa Conference. So I'd be fairly confident. But I don't know, I think we could possibly do them. I just know it's going to depend, obviously, on how we start with a new manager. Will he hit the ground running? Will a lot of our new players fire? If we get, hopefully we'll have some new players in. And some of the ones we can keep as well that won't be raided by Tottenham. Under Frank, we'll be looking at our players. He already is, we know. Of course, Braymo, one of them, maybe Visser, could be another he wants. So, Norgard, which we are definitely trying to block. Yarmouth, Damsgaard, whatever else. But we need to hold on to a lot more of those as well. As if we lose a lot of them, I think we're done for. We have got to get players in, as we know. But we still need to keep some of our best players still. That's all important. Hopefully we can do that. But anyway, so Chelsea possibly we could get 3 points, I would hope. But it's going to depend, really going to depend how we start with a new manager and stuff. Transition year, really. Transition season, I would say. But we will see. And, of course, Fulham, West London derby there. And they got the better of us pretty much last season, didn't they, Fulham? So, twice they sort of beat us. 1-0 up. And they get, of course, players that don't generally score against us scored, like Kearney, when they beat us 3-2. Kearney, Wilson. Don't score against many other players, any other teams, and yet they score against us. And I hate that. It's a fucking bugbear. But anyway, if we could get a win there, that'd be amazing. And then, of course, at the G-Tech, Man United on Saturday, 27th of September. Yeah, of course, we know we beat them 4-3. Amazing. Yeah. And they kept saying, oh, no, it's a weakened team. We're concentrating on Europe, concentrating on Europa League. Look what happened there. They didn't win it. They fucked it up. And then they're sort of saying, well, we put out a weakened team. We didn't care about playing Brentford. And I was pissed off with that. I thought that was disrespectful. And to be honest, I'm glad we beat them after that. After all that was said. You know, we beat them 4-3. And, you know, I'm glad we shut them up, really. You know, looking to just say, oh, look, we just concentrate on Europe. We don't give a shit about the Premier League. Well, yeah, okay, you're down near the bottom. I suppose you wouldn't, but you still got to think about it. You still got to play other teams. It's very disrespectful, really. And, you know, I hope people don't think I've really got something against Man United, because I haven't. But I'm just pissed off about what they say, what they do, and now they think they're still bigger, still a big team. You know, maybe in name only now, not as big as they were like under Fergie or anything. Struggled under Amorim, even under Ten Hag, even though he got them, you know, FA Cups and that. But they still struggled a bit. They're not the same team anymore. You know, I remember when we beat them 4-0 2 or 3 seasons ago now, but beat them 4-0. So, you know, and then we beat them 4-3 as well last season. So, yeah, possibly, I don't think we'll be as frightened of them this time. And it will be at home. You'd think we'd have a bit more advantage and could win it. October, though, Man City, that's going to be tough. They're going to come roaring back after a poor season last season under Pep. I'm sure they want to come back and win something, prove something. They're better than they showed last season, a lot better. We know they are. Fantastic team. And we know we've beaten them in the past. We've done a double over them, you know, when they were champions at one stage. So they are beatable, of course. And, you know, struggled in that World Club thing the other day, struggled to beat that other team 2-0. The sort of, would you say some of them are part-timers or whatever? You know, sort of struggled to beat them. So, I don't know, but I think they're going to be a lot tougher this new season, next season, you know. Man City, I think they'll be, back up to their usual high standards. Yeah, be up to you, Rich. Red Devil United, be up to you, brother. Thanks for coming in, man. Be up, people, yeah. And just talking about Man City here, mate, a little bit. I think they'll be back at it this new season coming. I really do. And maybe you lot will. And obviously just talking about when I was playing you, when we were going to play you as well. And I'm sorry, I've got to say this, mate. I did think it was disrespectful last season when we beat you 4-3. You were saying, "Oh, look, we're just concentrating on Europe. We didn't give a shit about the league. We're down where we were, and I thought that was really bad. You still got to play other teams in the league, and you got to respect them, and you can't underestimate anyone you play. You can't make out you're a really massive team anymore. You might be in name only now at the moment until you really start producing again, doing stuff. Yeah, Red Devil United, any Bramo news from Brentford side? Brentford got a replacement. Yeah, I just spoke about that earlier, actually, mate. And yeah, it looks like he probably is coming to you. I mean, he seems to favour you more than Spurs. They were saying Spurs were going to drop out, and then Fab Romano saying that might not be the case. But if he still wants you lot more than Spurs, then that's it, isn't it? And you're going to pay him $200,000 a week, so he's got it made in a way. It's set to be a team that I'm not sure is going to win too much. Really going to, you know, I suppose Amorim will have like a full pre-season and full transfer window now, summer transfer window. So who knows? He might turn it around. He's already got Cunha in. They get Braymo in. They get another better striker or two. You know, Osimhen, somebody like him would be incredible, but I doubt you will. You probably will do quite a bit. And yeah, we're getting, hopefully getting Sabali from Metz, will be his replacement. 26-year-old Senegalese international. Got 15 goals for them last season. So that's the one we're sort of looking like we're gonna get. It's only going to be like 10 million or something. So we should be able to pay that. Fairly cheap. Yeah, Red Devil United again, saying we gave up on the league was an opinion based on what we say in Europe compared to the PL, the Premier League. Line-up effort, it wasn't something any United fan wanted, but it's how it looked. Yeah, but you see the way it looked to us, Rich, was it looked disrespectful, and you underestimated us. And well, oh look, we just turn up and we beat Brentford with a second team, you know, because we don't care about the league, but we still turn up and beat Brentford, and it's, you know, and you know, I didn't like that. It just didn't seem right, you know. And, you know, I don't think you lot can be too big for your boots anymore at the moment. And, you know, we're going to see next season. I mean, as I say, I'm not saying I've got anything against United at all, because I haven't. But I wasn't impressed with that last season especially. And, you know, I think you got what you deserved in the game. We beat you. Okay, yeah, you almost got back into it as well. So how you can moan about that, I don't know, because you did almost get back into it 4-3. It was nearly 4-4. So there we go. I don't think it's disrespect. Spurs did the same thing. Yeah, I guess they did, didn't they? But I don't know. It just didn't seem right though. But anyway, yeah. So Man City might get something. I'm not sure. Depends how well they start again. They're right up to their best. I probably won't get anything against them even at home. But I don't know. We'll see. West Ham. You'd think we could go there and win another London derby there. It's possible. I think we pretty much beat them last season, some of the time. But I think I think we should beat them. Another team that struggled near the bottom last season. Obviously, Potter has taken charge, as we know. They probably want to have a better season this time. But yeah, I think they're beatable. Could get 3 points there. And of course, Liverpool, though, at the G-Tech on the 25th of October, Saturday. That's going to be a toughie. I'm sure they're going to improve. They're also getting Verts in and all that. And a few other players. Salah has signed a new deal, as we know. Van Dijk, you know, they're going to be really strong again. They won the Premier, of course, so they're going to be very strong. So this won't be an easy one either. It's going to be a tough season for us, I think. Of course, Palace as well in November. FA Cup winners, as we know. Not going to be easy away at Selhurst Park and then Newcastle. We did beat them at least once last season, but then, of course, they kept beating us. They knocked us out the Carabao Cup. Went on to win that. That's going to be a tough one as well. Not many easy games, to be honest. You know, Brighton away on the 22nd November. Could be a tough one again. We know that. We beat them as well, though. But, yeah, that won't be easy. Of course, Burnley, we got to play them at the G-Tech. And if they're as solid as they were last season, I mean, not going to be as bad as they were the previous season under Company, trying to play the same way, attacking. If they go with what they've done in the Championship last season and defensive and stay solid at the back, although Trafford could be moving on to maybe Newcastle or something, so be a big loss for them, their goalie. Kept all those clean sheets. But I think it could be a tough one, but I think we should win, being at the G-Tech. Another team's just come up. Yeah, and then, of course, Arsenal on the 3rd of December. Going to be tricky, I guess, at the Emirates, but I still always think we got a chance. I mean, we did draw against them in that last one at their ground, 1-1. There are plenty of times we could have beaten them. There's been opportunities, we haven't done it. Of course, the first time we did beat them 2-0 at the G-Tech, quite a while ago now, when we came up, of course. But, I think it's possible. Could get 3 points, not sure. But, or get a point at least. It's going to be at the Emirates. But you never know. And then Spurs, of course, that's the reunion with Thomas Frank, Spurs and Brentford on Saturday, 6th of December at Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. Interesting. Yeah, what will happen? I mean, how will they be going under Thomas? Probably might be well above us this time. It'd be the reverse. We were above them last season in 10th position or whatever, and they were down near the bottom. So it could be reversed this time, I'm afraid. But will be interesting. We're giving him a warm welcome, I think, Thomas. So not going to boo him or anything, really. I mean, you can't. What he's done for us, yeah, you could say, well, why is he suddenly going to go to Spurs? He could have waited, had another season with us as manager, and then moved. And then, but why go to Spurs as well? What is it about Tottenham? What are they going to do? So it's strange in a way, but we never boo him. We love him at the Bees. He was fantastic. What a manager. Got us up and, got us up to those, at least, well, ninth was our highest, of course. And then we've had 10th, 12th. We've been there or thereabouts and nearly got Europe, of course, as well. So, it's been amazing with him there. So, we never booed a guy. He was fantastic for us. So, it's been amazing what he's done for us over the years. So, always got respect for him still in a way. But, yeah, and then, of course, Leeds. Leeds United at the G-Tech. So, they've just come up. How will they get on? Got to be better than they have been previously in the Premier, you would say. That could be another toughie, possibly. Wolves, of course, stayed up well. These are all December, of course. Molineux there. And then, of course, Bournemouth again. G-Tech on Saturday, 27th December. And then, of course, Spurs again on Tuesday, the 30th of December at the G-Tech. So, even better, isn't it? He's got Thomas be back at the G-Tech, you could say. But anyway, guys, that'd be it. I'm not going to go on to the rest of the fixtures just yet, obviously for next year, but I think I will call that it. We won't go into any more transfer windows, transfers and stuff. Might leave that till the next one now. Because there'll be plenty more to come. I've got plenty more updates, and obviously when the new managers come in and all that, when he's confirmed, and these other new players. So, thanks for watching anyway, guys. Thanks to everyone that's been in the live chat. Obviously, Rich, Harry, Abiram, and all that in the live chat. And thanks to everyone that's been watching live or on playback. Please sub to me at Mr. B. Coming along here, follow me on Insta at Mr. B for Life 182, at Mr. B for Life 182, and subscribe to Mr. B Hive Football Chat. Mr. B Chats England Cricket. All down there on the ticker. Plenty more to come, more streams over the next few days. Football and cricket, obviously. And obviously we'll be bringing it to you when we get a new manager in, whoever that may be. There'll be a stream and there'll be more to do with transfers and everything, wherever we get in, when Braymo goes and so forth. I'll keep everyone updated. But obviously I'm gonna bounce, guys, and enjoy the rest of the day. This hot weather, of course, at the moment, baking hot. But I'm out of here, guys. I'm going to bounce. Cheers, everyone. Thank you. Bye. Bye. Cheers, guys.